Alright, I just got done watching Daredevil Born Again, episodes 1 and 2 on Disney Plus, and I wanted to give you a spoiler-free review. I don't know if it's a review so much as a reaction video, but whatever I'm going to call it. Just wanted to give you my initial thoughts and go over it and where we go from here without spoilers. Anything more than you've seen on the trailer, in the editing, if I catch anything I say that goes beyond the trailers, I guess, and trailers and interviews are all fair game. So I want you to experience it on your own and come up to your own conclusions. But if you didn't get a chance to watch it yet and you're interested in how it is, you're at work tomorrow and you're sitting in the toilet hiding from your boss, you're like, I wonder how the show was, well, this is my take on it. So the first 10 minutes are kind of like a bridge between the Netflix Daredevil show and Born Again. And we get to see some old characters, and this first thing serves to establish kind of where we come back into Matt Murdock's life. Thing says 1 year later. I think it's supposed to be longer than that. I don't know. There's so much that's not talked about that, I don't know if, Nelson, Murdock, and Page had a run, or if they were in the snap, or what happened, and this show doesn't tell you. So it's kind of out there, but it also serves to get you into who Matt is now, what he's doing. Not that he's changed, but his environment's changed. Let's just say that. So Charlie Cox mentioned in interviews that Matt goes through a trauma that pushes him into a different life, and that's kind of where we come into this, is Matt in his different life. And same thing's going on for Fisk. He's kind of in a different life, having dealt with some of the stuff with the fallout from Netflix Season 3's final episode, but we really don't get to see him deal with that, which I'll get into here in a second. Kind of thing. So these first 2 episodes are kind of slow. They're character building. They introduce some new characters. They get you understanding the motivations and the situations that the existing characters are in. But I miss Hell's Kitchen. I miss Josie's. I miss Nelson and Murdock. I miss Fogwell's gym. All that stuff. The beginning of episode 1 and the ending of episode 2 of Born Again give you kind of that gritty feeling, but in between there's so much exposition, it just kind of drags. Kind of like that. Visually, you can definitely tell that they've spent a lot more money, or at least the person or people they have behind the cameras have more technical expertise, let's say. I don't know. Let's just say it looks like a movie. It really, compared to the Netflix series, which looked great. I had no problem with the Netflix series at all. And in some respects, I think that what's missing from Born Again so far is some of that grit. And so Born Again's got a polish on it. It's shiny, there's lens flares, there's wide shots and things of that will do it. Episode 1 has got some CGI at the beginning that's kind of jarring. It's physics, kind of uncanny valley kind of thing. Physics doesn't work. You get that split-second transition where the CG double becomes the actor on the set. Just that you can still see it as a human being. You're just just real quick, it's and then it's Charlie Cox. There you go. But on the plus side of that is you do get to see Daredevil more comic Daredevil. He swings around a little bit, and you get to see that, things of that nature, which I don't mind. If you just show Daredevil swinging on the rope and landing on the roof and then take over from that point with Netflix era stuff, I think that serves to make it a little bit more comic booky, which is a good thing in some aspects. But if you do it all the time, like in the She-Hulk cameo with Matt in it, where he, well, not he, his CG double was going side to side from, her slamming the parking garage, and he had to like jump off of pieces of rocks that were already falling, like my cat pushing this stand over here. It doesn't feel right. I don't mind if, Batman swings in and he lands and then it's cut. Here's, Ben Affleck or whatever Batman, you float your boat. But same thing here. I don't mind if you have a good CG Daredevil land on this, on the roof or whatever, or come crashing through a window, and then boom, it's live action, actual stunts. So I'm hoping that this first little bit that we got in episode 1 was just because of some aspects of danced around a little bit here. Oh, here she is. There's their tail. Hi, Hetty. You're helping me with my review. Thank you. But yeah, hopefully they go more real stunts and choreography than they do CG from here on out. New supporting casts. I just watched it. Names haven't really stuck with me, but the actor Michael Gandolfini, I guess is his name. He's fun. He's a fun character. I like Zur from the original Netflix series. It's Vanessa. Yeah, everybody wants to see your butt, kid. She's really good. Probably even more commanding than before. I've really enjoyed watching her through the Netflix series and now into Born Again, going from a savvy art dealer with a taste for rich men into a threat in her own right. And we get to see even more of that already in the first couple of episodes. Deborah Ann Woll and Eldon Henson, even though they have very minimal screen time, managed to evolve their characters in the time that we get. And Bullseye is even more crazy. And that's not necessarily a good thing, because they don't really explain it. If you got the, and the timing's not really right with, Brave New World or whatever, but with the adamantium and the vibranium, whatever he's got in his spine now, maybe that's drove a little crazy. But again, we don't get any explanation. It's just like, here's the guy from the Netflix show. He's crazy Bullseye, and they all do really good jobs acting, but the writing's just not quite there. And BB Urich is Ben's niece, so I don't know, other than adding a Ben Urich type character in for fun, I don't know what they're getting into. There we go. But things like, how did Wilson and Vanessa get out of jail? Was it the snap? Where's Marcy? Weren't Marcy and Foggy going to get married? There's just not enough connective tissue between the two series so far. I hope, and they can go back, flashbacks. They can have scenes, with Matt doing certain stuff, or Wilson and Vanessa doing certain stuff, and they talk about it now. Oh, this cat is helping. This cat is helping. I may just leave that in there for fun. But there you go. I didn't see any Easter eggs on a first viewing, but I'm sure there's probably some in there. Anytime they mentioned somebody's name, I was like, oh, they're in the comics, and then boom, there they were, so there wasn't so much, oh, dropping a name, something like that. The music, the Netflix score is still there. It's kind of an undercurrent to the new theme. I like it, but having watched the Netflix Daredevil show 5.5 times now, I made it up through season 2 before Born Again dropped tonight. But having had that for years, it's just so iconic in my mind now. There you go. I think that if maybe they either needed to make episode 1 and 2 longer and add more connective tissue, or they needed to edit them together so that the bookends, the beginning of episode 1 and the end of episode 2, if those had both been in the same episode, I think I could have rated it higher. But as it is, I'd have to give episode 1 like a 6.5 and episode 2 like a 7.5. So let's say a 7 for tonight. And I just really hope we get more connective tissue between Netflix's Daredevil and Born Again that bridges that gap so it doesn't feel, thanks, everybody wants to see your butt, Kat. So this was a bad decision letting her into here. So that it feels right now like they just patched over holes. And if you don't know about the background, basically they had filmed Born Again like the first 6 or 8 episodes, and then the writer's strike hit, and that gave Feige a chance to look at what they had done, and he saw what they had done and went, this isn't going to work. And so they went back to the drawing board for, I want to say, almost a year, and came back in, and the trailers and everything look great. I can't wait to see Muse. I can't wait to see what's going on with Matt. There's some things already afoot in episode 2 that are, leading me to want to watch next week. But right now it just feels like they plastered over stuff and you can see the cracks. And I don't like seeing the cracks. So I hope that there's more behind, that they show with, background, things like that. There's a solid foundation, but it's not quite there. Nobody wants to see your butt. Anyways, Hetty, with our spoiler-free review, or reaction, or just laying in my hearts about Daredevil Born Again, episodes 1 and 2 from season 1. And we'll do a spoilery review later in the week. And we'll do these each week, maybe with Hetty and maybe without. Although you can tell she just hates me, huh? Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.